6. Command Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Well, hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another live stream coming at you from the V1HQ here in South Georgia, where internet is hard to find, quality internet, but so far, fingers crossed, I think things are looking okay for this one. Good to see everybody here. Welcome back. Another last-minute announcement stream. Wasn't sure I was going to stream again today. I mean, I got to go to work tomorrow, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, but I woke up this morning. I just felt like, you know what? I kind of got that long haul itch, and there's been some talk about some more wide body airplanes in the sim, and a lot of you have been telling me about the A330-900 to check it out. Runs off some of the fly-by-wire systems as well. So I said, you know what? What the heck? Let's go give it a shot. Fired up the 330. Last time I saw an abundance of A330s was in this very airport right here, Philadelphia. For those of you that don't know, I was based out of Philly for many years as a regional operator, and I actually commuted on a 330, believe it or not, several times. I actually went down to Orlando. They used to run 330, sometimes Philly to Orlando, which doesn't seem like you would, but they would fill those airplanes up. Very high demand. We were going to do the Orlando flight today, but due to some other issues, some time constraints, we're shortening it up. We're going down to Charlotte, which is okay. Two major U.S. Airways hubs, and we are in the trying to remember which one. Dominican Designs? Is that the one I'm in, Chaos? Philadelphia Airport, which is really, really awesome. We'll take a look at that here. But good to see everybody. Aviation Blaze, Robinson Santana, good to see you. Aaron, the Irish lad himself, good to see you. AJ Funari, I can smell cheesesteak and grease from here. Well, we're sitting over here at the A gate, so all I can smell is the lav or the bathrooms that are right across from Alpha 19. But yeah, I'm with you, AJ. Good to see you, man. Rotor Fib, Bone King, hey, yo, good to see you. Dominic Designs. Science. Thank you, Chaos. Lauren is in the chat. What's up, man? Does this guy keep walking in circles like that? Yeah, Lauren, I'm not sure what's up with this this passenger. He seems to be a little bit stressed out, but hey, it's Philadelphia, so it's everything. That's pretty normal here. I mean, this may seem strange to some of y'all, but for Philly, this is 100% normal. So nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Grump Cake, good to see you, my man. Before we fire up, look at this airport. Oh, look, we got some other wide bodies out there. I mean, this is a really nice. I know there's the Orbix one that had. I should have looked up the name. There's multiple Phillies. They all came out, and I wasn't sure which one to buy. I picked up this one, the Dominic design, just because I was looking at the textures and the screenshots of the terminal buildings themselves. And man, for those of you that have been around Philly for a long time, at least the old Philly, a Philly of old, as of like 2010 to 20, probably 18. I think I can't remember when they did some of their renovations, especially taxiways and stuff. But the Philly of old that I'm used to, I say old, but like the 2010 Philly and up, I can pretty much smell the terminal buildings just by looking at the textures. So I mean, look at it like on this glass here. I mean, we've got all kinds of COVID and all kinds of nonsense on there. But this is the international section. Very, very well done. Over here at A19, looks like we got an America West over there, 320 looks like, or 319, can't tell, I think it's 320. Doing some gear swings over there, pretty sweet to see that. Let's come out of the terminal. Really nicely done here. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. This scenery is another one that is I really have no complaints for, honestly. Textures are nice, looks really good. This is the typical wide body section over here in Philly, these A gates. You do see some narrow body aircraft out here. I think Spirit used to park over here. Frontier used to park over here as well, but now they're on the other side of the terminal complex. But really, really honestly, quite nice scenery. Uh-oh.
Happy Thursday.
Air Dave, thank you so much, man, for the $5 bank angle check. Right back at you, my friend. Appreciate it. Happy Thursday to you. Yes, we're here. We're going to do one more stream this week. Let me speed up the camera just a little bit. I hope if I don't get too far from the airplane, it'll freak out. But we won't do a full-blown airport tour. And not every concourse is modeled, but some of them are. Like the A, I forget what pillar this is. Was this D? Or this is still A concourse. This is still modeled over here, which is cool. And then Aldo Lamberti Trattoria Pizzeria should be like over here in the C or B. I mean, it's really nice. And then like here, look, let me show you what kind of sold me on it. I'm gonna zoom up in here. Okay, that view right there with like the just old dirty windows and like just dirt and grime on the paneling of the airport, pretty sweet. So it looks just like Philly, honestly. It really, really does. I mean, this is a pretty sweet airport. This would be like the little breezeway here. So there is in real life, I think it's right here. Is this where the food court is? Can't remember. But yeah, and then you can like walk along here and you look at airplanes and stuff. I made a shorts video a long time ago from that window right there. But yeah, enough of the airport. Let's get into the airplane because that's what we're here to see. Oh, I love seeing all these wide bodies over here. We're here to look at the wide body A330. This is the 900. Now, U.S. Airways, some of you are like, oh, U.S. Airways, why'd you pick this livery? So U.S. Airways ran 330s out of Philly a lot. They had an international presence here, 330s, not the Neos, but if the merger had never happened and they ended up getting 330 Neos, how beautiful does that livery look on a 330-900 with a little bit of eye masking there around the windshield? Oh my gosh, 10 for 10. So we're going to get into it here in a minute. Is there an FPS hit with the airport? I haven't noticed too much, honestly, but I'm sure there, like with anything you add on, there's got to be some. But I haven't noticed too much of a frame hit at all, my friend. Not really. I actually bumped up my terrain distance drawing because everything was so good. Dan Land, thank you for the $2 bank angle check. $2 is $2. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, man. Wrong Side Sim is in the house. Good to see you, dude. Hope the repo has been well and you're not working too hard. I'm starting a 4-day trip, man, tomorrow. So It'll be an interesting one. Good to see you, wrong side. Callie Simmers in the house as well. Anthony Teal, most obvious, oblivious. Pretty good rendition of Philly, he says. Yeah, it is. Still kind of sad I missed out on the $99 for the Mini FCU. Elias, hey, don't be sad that you missed out on the Mini FCU. Exclamation point Mini FCU. Get you a link. That's actually a collab link. I don't get any kickback from it or anything like that. But if you are going to get the I think there was, I checked a few minutes ago, there was like 10 or 14 left of the early bird pricing for the Mini FCU. So exclamation point Mini FCU. I got to turn my phone off as well. Or it might have been exclamation point Kickstarter. I'll get them both going in there for you. But I think it's going to be a pretty sweet project because you'd be able to use it with this airplane too. And just having an FCU is going to be a lot of fun. So there'll be more to talk about that. Let's get this airplane fired up and get off the gate, shall we? Zombler, good to see you. Morning back in Kona again. Deja vu. Wow. Deja vu indeed, man. Deja vu indeed. Hope they're not working you too hard on those red eyes, man. All right, let me go ahead and get out of drone cam. So I'm going to reset the drone cam. Going to go back to this view, and we're going to go into the cockpit. And we're going to let everything load up here, and we're going to get this airplane fired up. I'll tell you my thoughts and opinions. Right now I'm running the, whatever the non-stable version is of this, like the experimental, the one that has VNAV. I did one test sector, Philly, Boston. It did the VNAV just fine, so everything seems to be pretty good. We're going to give it another shot here going down to Charlotte. So Dan Len gifted 5 memberships. Appreciate the support, my friend. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. If you guys pick up a gifted sub from Dan Len, let him know you're appreciative of that. Thank you, sir. All right, battery 1, battery 2, and then we're going to go ahead and get that on. So as far as texturing and modeling goes, pretty much straight out like a Zobo. I would say like kind of like the Azobo standard. Nothing extremely awesome, nothing bad or glaringly wrong. So as far as the overall look of the cockpit, not terrible. Now there is a lighting configuration where you can set the lights, and I got to do that because apparently we are dimming screens in the A330-900. That's just a pet peeve of mine. Y'all probably know that by now. I still think if you're going to have dimmable screens and preset lighting configs, make the default one bright, because nobody does this. Come on, bros. Nobody does this here. All right, we got all our screens up and on. That looks good. Now we got to brighten up our. Oh, those are actually bright. That's good. Good deal. Will the Mini FC work with the Phoenix Havoc? Not initially, not natively anyway, because the way that Phoenix runs their LVARs, it's with the ProSim licensing. There's some legalities in there. Now, that's not to say the buttons won't work as buttons. Being able to project the digits, from what I can tell, onto the Mini FCU, that might come with some challenges. And maybe, who knows, maybe down the line they'll have full-blown support with that. But out of the gate, as far as plug-and-play default support, that does not appear to be on the radar, which, of course, is disappointing. However, for me, hardcore Airbus fan, it's still going to be well worth it, in my opinion. Greetings from Berlin, GoV1 Kanopke. Thank you so much, man, for the €3 or €3 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Greetings from Berlin. Right back at you, my friend. Hope you have a wonderful Thursday evening. Thanks for tuning in tonight. You don't want the LCD burning, huh? Yeah, Aaron. Gosh, man. Development has VNAV. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Scott Morgan says, is this the same cockpit from the fly-by-wire? I understand Headwind is working on a custom 330. So there is some customizations over here. Like this is 330-ish over here. I honestly don't know what a 330 Neo overhead looks like. I'm pretty sure they still have 3 batteries up here, so I think this is just straight out of a 320. So yeah, there is some give and take. It's not. I know the classic 330 definitely has a different overhead with the way it's lined up. I would imagine that Neo is probably closer to the traditional 330 overhead, but I haven't looked for sure. You could probably Google a couple 330 Neo overheads and tell me what it looks like. So there is some, obviously that's not 100% correct one-to-one, but we're going to do our best with what we got here. So ground control, Captain goes there. Let's get our ADIRs into align mode.
Philly traffic, Citrus 621, 3-mile final, on 99 right, Billy.
Filthy traffic, Citrus. All right, he's coming down. We'll do off auto arm you. That looks good. We do fire test here. Boop, boop. That looks good. APU's already been tested up the left-hand side, right-hand side. Get a little bit of stutter when I move that view around there. Whoa, we have a massive $20 gifted sub gift or gifted membership. Wow, 20 of them from N2. Hey, Mr. N2, appreciate the 20 gifted memberships. That is a massive donation, guys. If you guys pick up a gifted membership, you are now one of us. You can use your one of us emojis as we continue on to accrue V1 Nation here, Team Green. Very kind of you, N2. Appreciate the support, man. Very, very, very kind of you. Thank you. All right. Yes, the center pedestal, there's no third McDo, so this is basically straight out of a 320 as well. Now, I noticed this has been flickering. I don't know why that is. I'm not quite sure how to stop that from flickering either. But all right, let's go ACARS. It does have SimBrief integration, so we'll do an uplink here. Request. It's going to go ahead and do that. I will also pause the alert box here. Remind me to unpause that. As we get those wonderful gifted subs into the chat. Let's go ahead and import SimBrief data. I was sitting there for like 30 minutes. You thought I would have... cannot be loaded yet. What do you mean? There we go. Philly, Charlotte, that's us. Let's go to the weight or fuel. We're going to download what we need. Wow, we need 31.5. We'll do real time on that. Let's go ahead and start that. Actually, we need to call over the fuel truck, so let's do that first. No, it's not. You'll be fine. Let's go ahead and request a refueling. Refueling is on its way. We'll download... Right. We won't do any of that. So it looks like we've got 255 packs today, which will take a little bit longer to load than our standard 320, obviously. I think the test sector I did, I had 320 or 318 passengers. Man, I had to bump up the GSX loading time. Makes me very interested for the 380. Imagine that A380 comes out and you do a full load of SimBrief passengers. That's going to be it's going to be quite the experience. So while that's getting set up, the fuel truck's on its way. We'll finish up loading the box here. I bought the WB Sim Cessna 172, and I don't see the airplane in the cockpit in flight. How do I fix that? Devier, I am totally unfamiliar with the WebSim Cessna 172. Maybe someone in chat can help you out, but I'm totally unfamiliar, man. Does this airplane have a cabin? David, go. I think there is a cabin mod on the FSTO that I saw. There's not. It's kind of like the fly-by-wire where you have several windows. So I have several window views bound here. But you can see once I come away from this little box, there is no cabin. Now, there is actually a cargo compartment modeled, which is pretty cool. But there is no actual physical cabin. So, and of course, the texturing, as you see here, this is the biggest drawback, in my opinion so far, is the texturing of the wing and the engines. Obviously, very Azobo-esque. Not a lot of detail, especially when you're used to looking at a PMDG motor, PMDG wing, Phoenix, all that good stuff. So, the modeling is good, but the texturing as far as the engine in the pylon area and the wing is kind of meh. Especially if you looked at some of like the Aerosoft 330, that engine, the pictures that they leaked of that is pretty, or not leaked, they released of that. Definitely much sharper, much more payload quality, but you got to remember, again, this is a free mod and definitely a work in progress. So, and when you bump the view back into these little window views here, it honestly doesn't look all that bad. And really, the worst view is if you do that one here. But when you put it up against the window, like that doesn't look all that bad. I mean, you got a real sleek, clean composite wing. So I've seen worse for sure. And for a freeware project, I'm not complaining. So, all right, let's go ahead and finish up the flight plan loading here. We didn't even start that. Let's do our initialization. That's alternate of Atlanta. That's interesting. We're Cactus 357, Philly, Charlotte 255, cost index of 10. We're not going to go all the way up to 3 or 400. We're gonna set 340. All right, so he's asking for fuel quantity. Let's go ahead and do that. Just like we do in the fly-by-wire, full integration, which is totally awesome. They're going to defuel us, which isn't necessarily realistic. You probably would just leave without it, but we're going to defuel down to our required amount. Flight plan, depart tours. We're going to blast off at a filthy 27 left for departure on the Philly 2. We're going to insert that. That's a radar vector departure out to Stowen. After that, that's going to take us out to Gordonsville, Lynchburg, and then into Charlotte. From Charlotte, we're going to pick up the Chesley, but we should get some weather before we do that. Let's go Atsu, ATC, nope. Atsu AOC, weather request, Let's go ahead and send all those. I don't want Atlanta weather because it's clearing a million both in Philly and Charlotte, so we don't need to pull any alternate weather. I know we're not going to need that, so let's go ahead and wait for that to populate. GSX doesn't really do defueling. Oh, okay. That'll be interesting then. Well, we need 31.5. We've got 31.5 on board, so, oh well, it seemed to work. I'm fine with it. Gear Up Aviation, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate the support, very kind of you. V1, welcome to the East Coast. By the way, my sim keeps crashing with a graphics card error. It started happening once I got my laptop fixed. Thoughts? Check your drivers and see if you got the latest up-to-date drivers for your graphics card. That would be the first thing I'd check. And then, if not, you're probably going to need to dig around and see what's causing the error. Like, what is your specific error? So, sorry to hear that, though. But thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Icy Mittens, welcome to Commercial Pilot Team Green. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you on board. Welcome. Printer just like the fly-by-wire, except it doesn't go on the center console. Whoa, I got to get my views set up. Sorry, guys. It comes over here to this side. So Philly 100 at 8, 10 miles clear. Charlotte is 030 at 9er. So let's go to... Oh, I never linked my Navigraph. Give me a second, guys. Let me link that. One second. Zulu Tango, Whiskey Hotel, Victor 6. There we go. All good to go now.
And Philly traffic, Citrus 69, clear ball, runway, Philly.
Alright, so let's do our from. We'll download our sim brief. Like I said, we're going to be on the SID, Philly 2, boom, to Charlotte. What do they got down there? I haven't been to Charlotte in a long time. Land of the Shack Oatmeals. Looks like we will probably be landing northbound. How about 30 right? Or is that 36 right? We're going to plan 36 right. So, we're on the Chesley 5. If we look at the Chesley 5... E-Pay for 36 right. So let's load that in here and get out of here. Alright. Click on Charlotte, arrival. 36 right ILS. Chesley 5. And we can take the approach via heat cam. Chesley 5. And do we have a LYH transition? Perfect. That's what I want. I'm landing 36 right unless ATC comes on. Sounds good to me, Team Vodka. Let's go ahead and step through our flight plan now. I feel like my views are extra sensitive in this. We'll go constraint mode on, hit the magic barrel ref key, 3006 set. Plan mode, zoom it out a little bit, and let's step through our flight plan. Radar vector to stow in. What's going on here? There we go, all the way down. Onto the arrival. Perfect. Sets us out for the ILS. Flight plan looks phenomenal. We'll put that back to 10 miles in ARC mode. No secondary. Rad nav. Nothing to hard tune on this one. Progress page. We'll just put filthy right in here. PHL. Perf data. We'll do that after start. And NIT-B, we'll leave that when we're ready to go. And let's go ahead and start the boarding process, actually.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
I don't know why I keep saying that.
Boarding requested.
All right, request boarding. They're going to come on out. Our 31.5 on the fuel. We'll put 31.5. Block fuel is right there. Let's go ahead and get the fuel tank pumps on. Seatbelts on. We'll get the AP ready to fire up here. It's just a 2-position switch, so yeah, we'll put the navs on. And let's go ahead and fire up the APU. FYI, they're working on a new external model in Cockpit. Are they really? Well, Lilo Pilot, that's exciting news because I think having this airplane really kind of take that same development as like the fly-by-wire, and they develop the cockpit and get a new model. I think it could go a long way, man. It could go a long way. I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy a 330-900. Vega, welcome to the stream, man. Yep, we'll board them all.
Pilot's boarding started.
Now, I'm not sure. These sounds are very good. I'm not sure if they are kind of a collab between the fly-by-wire sounds and some of their own tweaking, but I'm not running any sound packs or anything, so it's just straight out of whatever they give you in when you download the airplane. Look at that reflection. That's pretty cool right there. Do you have a sound? Nope. Default sounds, Randy. As far as default concerned in the installer, I haven't put any additional sound packs on. And the test flight I did, I had it mostly muted because I was just trying to see if it would fly. And so I haven't. We're gonna hear all the sounds. I haven't even done an engine starts. I haven't done a single engine start. So I'm kind of curious to see how the engine startup sounds are. We'll make sure we blast the sounds when we do that. Why do heavies always have their APUs running from the get-go? I wouldn't say they always do, but you got to think these larger airplanes, unless the airport is really equipped for handling them, they may take 2 GPU plugs, and most of them will always take 2 ground air connections as well. So I remember in Philly seeing these 330s all the time that were sitting on the gate, and they would have 2 air hoses running to keep the cabin cool, or they'd have 2 GPUs hooked up, or they'd have multiple GPUs hooked up. So maybe, if it's hot, it's just better off running the APU. So, but man, that looks, the external model is, I'm not complaining about the model. The texturing is the only thing that's like, meh. But as far as the model goes, it looks proportionate. The nose looks really good. That's kind of a cool view right there. I'm on pre-release. Yes, Cards and Games, I'm on pre-release.
Your crew has boarded.
They are using the FT Sim Plus sounds by default. Okay. They did that as part of a collab? All right, good deal. Nick, for 12 months of support, man. Appreciate the support. Appreciate your commercial pilot member. Can't believe it's been 12 months. Oh my gosh, 1 year. Thank you for the most amazing edutainment. Can't wait for you to come down and visit on your 35K tour in New Zealand. Oh yeah, Australia, New Zealand tour coming at you here once we hit 35K subs, which is a reminder, if you haven't already, smash down that sub button. We're trying to work towards 35,000 subs. We've got about 500 to go. We're going to do a little mini Mexico tour next week. The next couple weeks, just kind of little hopping around Mexico, and it won't be as hardcore as our actual, V1 World tours where we do everything by the book, where we gotta, fly A to B and B to C, C to D, etc. We'll do a little skipping around in Mexico, but hopefully we'll be reaching that additional 500 subs here pretty soon, and then we'll be off to the Australia, New Zealand tour. Check out mine, looks 200% better on Discord stream. What's up? Check out your what? My model textures are from my livery. Which livery are you rocking, Team Vodka? Taking the PAR, Elena Zane. Best of luck. I'm sure you're going to absolutely crush it. Thank you for the continued support of 12 months. Man, all the 1-year members in there. AJ. Almost everybody is a member. You need fresh blood for new subscribers. I know, man. Well, that's what's pretty cool about these little world tours is every time we do one, I feel like we gain a lot of subscribers and new members from that part of the world. So, for instance, when I did the Euro tour, I think I was primarily a U.S. Western content creator. People watched my stuff. And then when we did the European tour, you see, oh, this guy's flying into Lowe. I live over here or whatever. And then they go, oh, I'm going to subscribe. Cool. And then we did the Asia tour, picked up some Asian viewers. Man, I still remember we did when we flew into Hong Kong, was it Hong Kong? And the A300? That was so awesome. They're like China ATC came on. It was just awesome. And we picked up some subs from the Asia Pacific region. Same with South America. So I do look forward to heading down to Australia and New Zealand as well, because I know there is some beautiful flying to be had down there. I'm trying to find a good view where we're not like, there we go. Team Vodka, are you talking about wing textures or just the overall textures of the airplane? I think the textures of the airplane are fine. Just the wing textures. Yeah, the Hong Kong VATSIM controllers are great, man. It was fun. I agree, Iron Man. 330 is a spectacular looking airplane. And this livery, this US Airways livery on the 330 was always amazing. I mean, it looks so good. If you ever saw a 330 in real life with the Cactus US Airways on there, it just looked so good, so proportionate. Just, it fit the airplane perfectly. And then they started painting them with the new American paint, and I was like, oh, that's meh. Crow, I'm with you, man. This makes me wish we had a 350. Could you imagine a high fidelity A350? Jan Fez, I'm not sure where the Aerosoft 330 is. I'm very much looking forward to that as well. I'm very much looking forward to the Aerosoft 330. Robert S., welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you on board. Welcome. Should try flying out in Africa, some amazing land. Dan Lin, oh, I know there is, man. I flew my C-160 when I had my simulator set up at the house before we had the new HQ here. I actually did a lot of flying in Africa with my C-160 Transall. Some beautiful flying down there, no doubt. Looks like they're closing up some doors. I still miss the old school Americant livery. I know, Iron Man. That's historic now, you know. All right, we'll go APU bleed on. We'll go ahead and get rid of the external power. We'll set the cap and temp here. Excuse it. All right, everything is good. Seatbelts, is that off? Okay, no, it's on an auto. All right, everything else looks good on the overhead. Beautiful. Our flight plan is set. We're just waiting for the zero fuel weight to finish up loading. There's our fuel tank pump sounds. Yeah, that's definitely a mix of Boris sounds in there because you can hear them. Let's go back out into the drone cam. Can we see any flights? Is our departure on here? Let's zoom in. Whoa. Let's see. Philly departures. Yeah, there's some Charlottes down there. On time. That's us. On time. Charlie 26. Not really. Actually, look. Alpha 13. There was one leaving on Alpha 13. I like these views here, though, and like when you're behind the glass. That's pretty neat. While we're loading up, I think we can kind of scooch away from the airport, or from the airplane. We'll come down here, check out some of these other terminals. But yeah, really, really nice. I really like this airport. We're going to have to fly in here a few more times. Philadelphia International Airport. Welcome. Bravo 16. I used to, when I commuted out of Philly, a lot of times the last late night American flight would go out of B16 or B14. These two gates right here, far end. And we would park, I remember, we'd park like all the way over here. A little regional, and I'd have to traverse the entire Philadelphia airport. D14, so we'd park like right down here. Charlie gates. I think, are these model? Look at this. We got some internals here, maybe? No? C gates aren't modeled. Literally uninstalling. No, it's all right. What they have modeled is perfectly good enough for me. So you come up here through C, and then you walk across. Oh, man, yeah. I like how you can... All right, so what I do really like about this airport is I know they didn't model the whole inside, which I think is kind of a waste of frames, if you're asking me honestly, unless you do black magic and can get it all minimal frame drop. But when you have at least this first layer to look through, so you have this first layer to look through, like, oh, there's glass and a wall here. So that way when you're pulling up into your gate, you're like, okay, I'm pulling up into a three-dimensional building, which is pretty neat. So... really like that. Here's the old tower view here. Let's go into the Philly Tower. Michael Fisher, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you on board, my friend. Welcome. So there's our birds down there. There's Delta. There's somebody here. And there's our U.S. Airways, man. Matt Mado, glad to see my home airport in all its dirty glory. Yeah, sure is dirty, man. Listen, there was one, I think I told the story of the ramper in Philly, US Air ramper. Dude got arrested right in front of us. I got some crazy Philly stories, man. Some crazy Philly stories. And I used to have to commute to Atlantic City, and I'd go into Philly and then take the train, and then I don't know how I survived, honestly, because there were sometimes I'm just like, how did I not get in trouble there? But beautiful A gates. There's our boarding lounge. Our beautiful 330 sitting out the window. Hi, Captain, from York, England, UK. Paul Toole. Well, welcome on board, man. Glad to have you. Welcome to the stream, Paul. Dominic Designs, Delta Tango. Yeah, and I actually was proactive, and if you want the link, exclamation point scenery is correct. So if you want the link, right there. And it was cheaper than the other one on Orbix. So Orbix was, I think, like a couple bucks more expensive. But this is the Dominic Design Philly. And for someone who lived within the bowels of Philly Airport for almost 5 years, I'm very happy with it. Syrup BTW, can't wait for the Aerosoft 330, fly-by-wire, 380 X-ray, and the DFD digital. What's DFD 350X? Syrup, what's the DFD 350X? Maybe one day we'll see a JetBlue livery. Cacao, you know what's funny is I downloaded a JetBlue livery and I was going to fly it today. I was going to do Boston, Orlando, but then I promised my little girl we're doing pizza night, so we're going to the pizza restaurant, the Pizza Sensant, as she says. So I had to shorten up the route. We're doing Philly Charlotte, but I had it downloaded and ready to go, man. A JetBlue 330 Neo. We'll do it next. We'll do a JetBlue 330 flight. Digital flight dynamics. All right. Oh, it's a 350 freeware. I get nervous when I see freeware stuff. You know, the only freeware that I've really been all aboard is the fly-by-wire 320. I mean, I firmly believe that is a payware quality airplane for free. This airplane, as it sits right now, it's still, it's a solid freeware bird. But I just, it's freeware as of right now. But yeah, the fly-by-wire 320 is kind of like, you don't see that very often. You don't see an airplane come out for free with that much fidelity, sound set, functionality, coming from a complete default Zobo 320. The pizza Sessant. Yeah, exactly. DFW spotter. That's what she says. Sessant. AA polished aluminum and Battleship Gray. Oh, Battleship Gray is my favorite, man. Too bad United won't give us a heritage paint for it. Yeah, I know. I cannot believe United, we were talking about this a little bit on the last stream. I can't believe United doesn't have any heritage liveries, Like the Continental Meatball or any of that good stuff. There was a cooperation between fly-by-wire, Synaptic, and DFD teams. Ooh, interesting, Chaos. So maybe. So that's promising, right? Fly-by-wire and Zebo are the best freeware aircraft in flight simulation. Yep, exactly, Flight Sim guy. And I would agree. Yeah, the Zebo, which I didn't fly all that much in X-Plane just because I'm not a huge 7.3 fan. But yeah, the Zebo was phenomenal. I mean, it was a virtual PMDG quality freeware 7.3 in X-Plane.
Since you're a man, while it may be sacrilegious, asking you in chat, what is the best store-bought barbecue sauce you can buy?
Store-bought barbecue sauce? Callie Simmer, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Or the $10 bank angle check. Listen, as far as store-bought barbecue sauce, Kinder's, anything Kinder's is pretty good. Kinder's is good. Stubbs, it can be good. It just depends on what your flavor. Stubbs is a little bit more, depending on what you get. I feel like they use more tomato base in Stubbs barbecue sauce. I prefer Kinder's. What else is a good one? Whenever I go buy store-bought barbecue sauce, Callie Simmer, I will I'll look for anything local. So see if like maybe that grocery store is carrying anything local. Maybe they have any local or they quote unquote local style barbecue sauces. And if they don't, then I'll go with either Stubbs or Kinder's are my two go-to. Gosh, there's another one that I'm drawing a blank right now. I could see the bottle in front of me, but I can't. Gosh, maybe someone will say it in chat. Sweet Baby Ray's. There we go. Sweet Baby Ray's. How could you get that? Sweet Baby Ray's is also very good. So you got Kinder's, Sweet Baby Ray's, and Stubbs. Pick one of those three. Get one of each, actually, and determine which one you want. Sweet Baby Ray's is definitely more sugary. I love putting the Sweet Baby Ray's on or marinating some chicken thighs in Sweet Baby Ray's because of the sugar. So when you flame that sucker up on the grill, it caramelizes that sugar and get the nice crispies on there. Dude, you're making me hungry right now. I'm disappointed. I got to go get pizza. But yeah, Sweet Baby Ray's, if I'm doing anything hot and I want to get some crisp. For ribs or like a red meat, a brisket style, I'll probably go with either Stubbs or Kinder's. But pretty much everything chicken, I use Sweet Baby Ray's. I mean, Sweet Baby Ray's is good on ribs too, don't get me wrong. They're OG original barbecue sauce, the Sweet Baby Ray one. The OG original. It's right up there with the other three store-boughts. Sweet Baby Ray's is great as barbecue pizza sauce, really. So there's this I still want to get it. It's a barbecue pizza, or it's a pizza oven attachment. I guess we haven't even left the gate yet, and y'all are making me talk about barbecue and getting hungry. But there's a pizza oven attachment that I want to get for my grill. All right, 340 was set. We'll wait on the speed. Everything else is done. Like I said, we're just waiting here. We have a short route, so we're fine waiting. But we're getting there. 176 of 200 and something. So we're waiting there. We're waiting. The only sauces I'm familiar with is HP or A1. Not sure about the good ones in Canada. A1 sauce is for steaks, but that's sacrilege, man. I don't put sauce on steak. The way I do steaks, man, no sauce. Are we on an XP72 stream? You guys hungry? Robert S., good to see you, man. Yeah, I feel like we're on an XP stream already. It must be strange for kids now to grow up and see YouTube videos uploaded from before they were born. Yeah, Iron Man. YouTube, and not even just YouTube videos, but just videos of themselves as babies in high definition. Like, I don't have any of that. I don't know what I look like as a baby or even as a young kid. If you had the old school handheld camcorders, those were super expensive. We didn't have money for that, so I had no idea what I looked like as a kid or a baby. But yeah, now we're really getting off topic. Sauce just covers up the flavor on steak. Yeah, I agree, Team Vodka, 100%. No sauce on steak, and if you like your steak well done, you might as well unsubscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Don't unsubscribe, but well done, come on. You might as well order chicken fingers. Steaks only need sea salt, black pepper, and butter. Randy, I like, that's a good combo. I go salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. A little bit of onion powder, depending on what cut I'm cooking. Salt, pepper, garlic, maybe a little onion on there. Would be nice for you to look back at these streams in a couple decades. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, there are big ailerons, DFW spotter, big ailerons on the 330. If you need sauce on steak, it's a bad cut. You didn't season properly or didn't cook it properly. Here we go. Wow, we got 300 viewers here talking about steak. This is pretty impressive. I'll go for a New York strip right now. Iron Man, I just checked the food chat in the Discord, man. I cooked up 2 New York strips last night. Oh, I'm still like in steak coma from it, man. So good. So good. Need only 48 more likes for a Toga. 48 more likes. How many likes do we have here? Garlic butter on steak is a game changer. Yes, it is, Aaron. You're absolutely right. Wow, 162 likes already. You guys are awesome. What's our like goal for Toga? So we're in a 330-900 Neo. What type of Toga goal are we going to have here? I don't see why we shouldn't have over 200 likes by the time we hit takeoff. If we don't have 200 likes by the time I cross the runway's hold short line, we're going to have to use a flex. But I want to definitely try to do it. I want to get a Toga in here. So if you haven't already, smash down that like button. 230 likes. Ooh, Brad K wants to up the ante. All right. Callie Simmer, I was with you. I was going to go 200 likes for Toga, but now Brad K has upped the ante. 230 likes are required before reaching the hold short bars or before crossing the hold short bars for a Toga takeoff. I want to hear these puppies roar at full Toga thrust, don't you? If you want to hear these at full Toga, I'm going to need you to smash down that like button. 330 our return to gate. If we had 330 viewers, Robert, I'd be with you. But I think we'd be setting up for failure on that one. Plain steak. Limit passengers and fuel. Let's do straight vertical like an air show. We're going to be pretty light. So the couple times, I mentioned a little bit when the stream first started before we started talking about steak. I've jump seated on a few 330s from Philly to Orlando, and I think I may have taken one Philly to Charlotte before, or I'm sorry, Philly to Chicago. But the airplane was so light. I mean, even though it was full of passengers, Philly to Orlando, I mean, the fuel is just like minimum that it can hold, and the power on climb out. I mean, the things were just ripping. Same with the 7.6. I was in a 767 as well, Philly to Charlotte in a 767. Basically no fuel on board. That thing is doing like 4,000 feet a minute up into the high 30s. It's wild, or low 30s.
For the traffic, Cactus 596 pushing back from stand Alpha 21.
Brad K, thank you for gifting a membership. Sebastian F, you just picked up a membership sub from Brad K. Thank you, Brad. Very kind of you, man. Thanks for that. Appreciate the support, dude. John, yeah, we'll make sure it loads. We have our fuel on board. We have 35.1. So we're almost done. We are 31.5 is fuel on board, and fuel on board is what is 9 and 6 is 15, and 15 is 30. Yeah, so that's not even a full 320. So we are pretty light on the fuel. But we are good to go. We are just waiting for the passengers to finish boarding, and then we're getting out of here. Are we on 22.8? We are on 22.8. Double check our mic here. It is working. Beautiful. So we are almost ready to blast out of here, y'all. We're almost ready to blast out of here. 216 likes. You guys are awesome. James Johnson, good to see you, man. How you liking Atlanta? So far, so good, man. So far, so good. Work called me today for a turn tonight, go to Dallas turn, and then they called me for a Houston turn. I had to turn both of them down because I'd already committed to y'all here on the stream, so gotta show me the love. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it all. Plus, I didn't want to go to work tonight. Let's be real. I'm starting a long trip tomorrow. I wasn't really mentally prepared to go in today last minute. I watched a 330 do a real steep takeoff out of Boston. Must have been a former Navy pilot. Oh, yeah. Probably. All right. I think that's everybody, right? Everybody's on board? Let's do it. Prepare for pushback and departure. What we'll do is we'll come up here. We'll go beacon light on. We'll come down here. We'll do this. 338.3, 24.1. Perf speeds. We'll wait on this. We'll do flaps 2 for Cinematica. Do we have to wait for start? I don't think so. 135, 137, 142. I'm pretty sure they always did flaps 1. Isn't flaps 1 more common? We'll do flaps 2. We already said it, but well, now I'm curious. If I do flap 1, will it change the speeds? It will. 37, 39, 45. Beautiful. Flux. No, I haven't messed with it, man. I just get the flight recorder off FlightSimTO. You can save replays. You can do. It's the best recorder tool out there, man. You don't. The one inside of Microsoft's so clunky, in my opinion. Just FS recorder. It's free. if you do a turn, so like we've done this multiple times where we do 2 legs, you don't want to do a replay and then screw up your whole flight, right? But what you can do is you can record your landing, save that recording, turn around, fly back, watch the replay, and then load your other replay from when you landed the first time. So for that reason, I really prefer that replay tool. That save function is pretty sweet. All right, where are we going to push back? Everyone's blocking the alley. I want to go nose left, tail to the right. We're going to have to hold on the push. Will it wait until I release brakes, or will it get pissed and just start pushing? Stand by. I like the PAs and the fly-by-wire, even it's a headwind. I really miss those Airways 330s with the Rolls-Royce Trents, that howl sound. Oh yeah, Cactus, I don't know, man. They used to be Trent 700, now Trent 7000, so if they're not, I'd want my money back. I know you want me to release parking brakes, but everybody's blocking the alley here. Just back from Orlando to Manchester, UK on version 330. Nice. Took the kids to Disney. Paul Toole, that's awesome. So my airline stays at the same hotel as Virgin Atlantic, I found out. And the last time I had a long Orlando overnight, I was down at the bar with my FO, and we were just kind of hanging out. And there was a Virgin Atlantic crew there. And, dude, those guys know how to party. We had a good time. So I always see them, and man, they just, when they go to the van, like for the airport, I don't know how many flight attendants they have on those 330s, but it's like got to be at least 15 or 10 to 15 flight attendants and 4 or 5 pilots. But yeah, we met down at the bar, and good time. I had a 350 captain buy me a drink, and I was like, that's the best tasting bourbon I've had, just because it's a 350 captain that bought it for me. All right, I'm going to release brakes here. Give me 1 second, man. All right. Brakes release, clear push. Philly traffic, Cactus 357 heavy, pushing off Alpha 19, Philly. Look at that, America West. God, I love that livery, too. I don't know if is that just like the nostalgia in you when you see the older liveries and you think they look better than everything that's out there right now? Or do all the liveries that exist now, not all, but most of them that exist now, are they just kind of lame? I feel like there's less character in liveries nowadays, especially in the U.S. It's more just like billboard. Like even the Southwest, that newest one, it's just a blue billboard, you know? American is just a billboard. It's kind of lame. United's their new one, for what they could have done with their colors and their heritage, I think could have been way better than what they have. I'm not saying I dislike their new one, but I'm just saying it's kind of lame. But they're just bland, man. Paint costs money and weight, Chaos. You're absolutely right. I think I told this story before, but if y'all remember, the Spirit used to have, so you guys, if you remember the grayscale Spirit airplanes that used to be flying around, they're all yellow now, right? But they used to have a grayscale paint scheme, which I thought was pretty cool looking.
Flight attendants, you say? Tell me more. I mean, that's if the wife isn't in chat today.
C2A, thank you for the $3 bank angle check. I haven't seen her pipe up yet. Yes, we got to be careful, man. Appreciate the $3 bank angle check. Bank angle check, C2A. You're awesome, man. Thanks for the support. What I was saying is, so Spirit is obviously a low-cost airline, right? So they don't want to spend money on anything. Well, their paint scheme before the gray paint scheme came out was actually blue and white. And what was supposed to happen, they were supposed to continue that blue and white theme, but when they sent the copy to the painter, their first for the Airbus, because it used to be on their MD-80s, they printed out the livery in black and white. So it was printed in black and white. So the paint shop thought that they wanted a black and gray airplane, that whole grayscale livery. Turns out that paint that they used was the most expensive and durable paint for the Airbus at the time. So they put a very heavy, expensive coat of paint when they did the gray, and it wasn't even supposed to be gray in the first place. It was supposed to be blue fading to white. But yeah, that's how the Spirit Pixel was born. All because they wanted to save some money, and they sent the images in black and white. They assumed it was going to be blue and white, but it was not. Still got a few Skittles buses out there. Yeah, there's one or two out there, Lauren. All right, let's go ahead and start them up, shall we? It's one of my favorite. I haven't done an engine start yet, so we're going to go ahead and start engine 1 first. Engine mode to ignition start. Let's enjoy the startup sounds. I'm going to be quiet. This is my first engine start on the 330-900. I think our tail's in the building. Turn in 1.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Traffic L339 heavy, hard 8,
Dang.
Ride is clear.
That bass. That bass. All right. All right. All right, let's go ahead and turn number 2.
Village traffic, checked is 596 landing at runway 9 left.
I need my sunglasses. It is pretty bright, isn't it? Shh, shh, shh. We're listening to the engine startup sound. Well, I gotta be honest with you. I've never sat through a 330neo startup, so I don't know how realistic it was. I give it 7.5 out of 10. What do y'all think? Bass is definitely good, but I don't know. I'm going to have to look at some YouTube videos. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe 8. Nah, 7.5. That's going there. That's going there. We're doing flaps 1, so we'll do this. Uh-oh. Speedbird.
Afternoon, V1 and the community. I'm busy at work turning around aircraft this evening, but I'll sure be watching it back when I get home. Have a good flight.
Speedbird's in chat. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the $6 bank angle check. Right back at you, man. You stay focused at work. You don't need to be watching streams, my man. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. Oh, we did all that. That's good. But thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. 339 out of 500, says Lauren. No? All right, there we go. We got 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and get out of here. We got to get 27 right. We'll figure it out. Brakes released. Oh, yeah, we are basically in the terminal.
596 departing 9 left to the south.
Bass pronounced like the fish, or bass pronounced like bass? Now you're making me regret not going fishing today, man. Good to see you, Mike P. Justin Wary, I didn't make any new key bindings. I just copied my fly-by-wire settings over from the 320, because I mean it's still an airplane, or still a
traffic Cactus 495,
Airbus.
pushing back gate 1 Alpha 17.
So I think now they send the heavies. I'm just gonna go the way I taxied the other day. Why is that guy blasting off 9? Are they departing 9s here? Yes, they are both like airplane. I meant Airbus. Well, we're going to take 27 right, because that's what I set up for. And I'm not reprogramming the box. What sauce for bass? Frank's hot sauce, man. Frank's. Now, one thing I did notice, even with the tiller, I don't know. I feel like the nose would have a little bit more authority, a little bit more radius of turn. Maybe I'm just not used to taxiing a 330 around. Eight-ish, there's 9 left. Well, good thing we're in Microsoft, because I'm going to blast off 27 right. There's nothing no one can do to stop me. My least favorite part about flying. Getting the meat sweats at 39,000 feet.
Something, or did you not say you were going to do flaps 2 for cinematic purposes in the MC, do you? Lol.
Kelly Simmer, appreciate you, man. Yeah, I was, but then I realized I'm pretty sure the 330s were mostly flaps 1, but I could be completely wrong. Thank you for the $5 bank angle check, man. I mean, we could do... The V-speeds were really low for flaps 2, so I got nervous. I bumped into flaps 1. Migs with the $6 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Early days, but how are you liking the 330 so far? Great to see you fly something familiar with, but different. Migs, yeah, I'm... This is only my second flight in it. So, the best way I could put it so far, because I haven't had a lot of flying in it yet, it's scratching that wide body itch for me. So I've got that wide body itch right now. This is scratching it. But, you know, how long can you scratch a mosquito bite before it just starts to hurt and it doesn't go away? So I'm still waiting for a true heavy wide body. But right now, I think I'm going to be aight. So, but that's my very early one flight in the books. Not even a full flight impression so far. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate you. Flight Dispatch, the speed bid himself has given... You need to get back to work, Flight Dispatch. Very generous, gifting 5 more subs to the channel. Mr. Speedbird, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the support. Guys, if you pick up a gifted sub from Flight Dispatch, make sure you say thank you and tell them to get back to work. Appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for the support, Speedbird. All right, I'm going to make sure no one's taken off. Yeah, no one's taken off because we're going to cross 9 left. So one thing I did notice is when I change views in this airplane, it's a little bit jittery. It's not the sim and it's not my internet. It's just this airplane. So I don't know what that's all about. All right, we're going to cross here. V1 confirmed to have crabs. What? I don't know what if it's supposed to be white or yellow last oak day. I don't know. Willie Thornton, thank you for the continued support. What's up? I'm doing a 737 flight right now. Oh, that's awesome, man. Any chance you get the X-Crafts E-Jets? I have not, Gabe Bean. I have not. I haven't had any chance to look at those yet. I can't remember if you answered before, but have you ever wanted to switch to a different aircraft at work? Crow? No, not yet, man. For real-world purposes, switching aircraft have a lot of quality of life implications, and right now I'm happy with mine, so there's no need to switch. Now, if somebody said, hey, would you want to fly a A340-600 around for the same quality of life, same days off? You betcha I'd be jumping over, but right now, my airframe provides me the quality of life that I am seeking. So... All right, we're going to line up. I think this is the end of the runway, right? Yeah. This threw me off here. Okay, so there is an air. There's a bunch of lights, approach lights on the runway. That's interesting. Probably need to get rid of that. But let's go ahead and set the brake real quick. Let's run through some checks, and then we're going to blast off. Flight controls, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Also, tillers. 20% off. Get them before the sale ends. Exclamation point tiller from Cat 3 Design. You can use them with any and every aircraft add-on that you got. This one is specifically out of a 320. All right, flight controls are checked. We'll go max. Takeoff config checked. Radar and PWS is coming on. TARA. We should actually be squawking 2,000.
Please prepare for takeoff.
Oh, who's that fake pilot sounding guy? Yeah, you see how that view stuttered right there? It's not the internet, and it's not my frame rates. It's this airplane.
495, crossing 27 right.
Cabin is check. All right. Philly traffic, Cactus 357 heavy, departing 27 right, Philly. All right, you guys ready? We needed 230 likes. Oh, we smashed it. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for smashing that like button. Let's do a Toga takeoff in a 330-900. Let's see what it sounds like. Let's go. Yeah, Migs, I agree with you. This does the job for now. I could see myself flying this airplane a couple more times, for sure. You don't have that stutter, Lauren? Because it's not like it just happens once. It happens almost every time. All right, let's see if we can get a... I'm testing the hold at Scary Team Vodka. All right, let me know how it works. Let's see how my wide body lineup skills are here. That's pretty darn good. I'm not going to use any extra runway. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Are you guys ready? Nose forward on the stick. We'll do 50% from right here, and then we'll do engine view. Get those yogas in chat. Here we go. Ooh, yoga. All right. All right. Man, Toga, SRS. Auto thrust is blue. Here we go. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. V1. Rotate.
Traffic Cactus 495, line up 37 left.
Easy on the pitch. Positive rate. Gear up. Navin. Fly with. Watch your ears. Ooh, yeah. They're screaming. Those engines are screaming. All right, lever climb. Let's do it from here. Thrust reduction from window view. Look at that wing flex. All right. I see you, Headwind 330. Thrust climb, climb nav. It's a little bit sensitive in the pitch. A little bit sensitive in the pitch, but not crazy. There's S-speed. We'll go flap 0. Let's see if there's any pitch change here. I'm not going to touch anything. Let's see if we get a pitch change here with flaps coming to 0. Not really seeing much there. Should have a little bit of at least an attempted pitch up. About 10 degrees, we're accelerating. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a direct. Cactus 357, proceed direct stowing. Direct stowing, Cactus 357. Open climb, nav, we're in the turn. I'm gonna hand fly for a bit here. Roll feels very good. Roll feels very good. It should be the same fly-by-wire characteristics as a 320 as far as pitch and roll rates go. So roll feels spot on. The pitch, when I rotated, it felt like it was a little bit excessive. Now, I probably could tweak that with some curves or some reactivity settings. Mind you, I'm just running basically straight linear, whatever I run on the fly-by-wire 320. Good old filthy. All right, let's see. Let's do a little power performance. So 250 knots below 10. Where are we going to pitch? Probably park it on top of the 10 for starters. Let's see what happens. Maybe a little bit under the 10. I would imagine, I mean, that's 4,000 feet a minute. I would imagine it's probably got to be close to about 10 degrees pitch for 250 knots, but I could be wrong. So it looks like it's going to want maybe about 7.5 degrees. So a standard 320, 250 knots, climb thrust, 10 degrees pitch is going to give you right about 250 on the speed. So this one, I don't know what the power performance is in a 330-900. I would imagine it's probably a little bit better than that. I'm liking those wing views too. So the wing views I do enjoy are these right here with the little windows in there. Love seeing that wing flex in there as well. Then we go through 9. We'll go autopilot on. Look, our outer tank fuel is already transferred. Getting ready to go through 10,000 feet. So we'll go wing lights, taxi, landing lights off, turn off lights off. Forward call, let them know we're out of 10,000. We're close enough, 9.6, climbing 340. And we're off. Turn the sim down a little bit. Pretty juicy. Pretty juicy if I do say so myself. There's that 10,000, so you can see we're lowering our AOA here. See that AOA lower. This looks like a fuel dump nozzle right here. Look at that. You guys see that? That is a fuel dump. I think that's a fuel dumper right there. Oh, so lovely to be back in the V1 skies. The Tui. Welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you, man. Welcome back. Yeah, it's good to be on the V1 skies, indeed, man. Into the sunset we shall go. Looks like we're cost index at a 290 knot climb out speed, which is pretty weak. But we'll see what happens here. There's your cockpit cam. We'll go back to full screen. Whoop. Ding, 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 ding. I couldn't find the fuel dump on the overhead. Lauren, yeah, I think the overhead is a default 320 overhead. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure a 330-900 overhead is more similar to the 330 Classic overhead, which I know for a fact is different looking than what I have in this airplane. I love they're working on redoing the exterior and cockpit model, and if I recall, they're working on redoing the flight model too, but I might be wrong. Cards and games, all right, interesting. Did you also notice the exterior sounds are much more quiet than the 320 Neo? Yeah, they are a little bit quieter, but it doesn't bother me. They sound just fine. I turned them down too. But yeah, they're, as far as like, you can adjust that in the fly pad though, I think. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a turn for you. There's a bank angle check for the views. I've always felt the Phoenix does not have enough wing flex. Nah, Iron Man, the Phoenix wing flex it's pretty spot on, dude. The classic 320 is pretty stiff. Pretty stiff. I want to see it roll wings level here in the exterior view. There we go. There's the rollout. It is such a neat looking aircraft. I agree. Look at that view right there with the sunset or the sun getting low on the horizon. Oh, that's awesome. All right, we are thrust climb, open climb up to 340. Everything is looking good. Let's check airplane things. Let's make sure our outer tank fuel valves have indeed transfer, which they have. That looks good. So what's interesting, the mini FCU, kind of off topic. Mini FCU, they're talking about doing mini EFIS, which would be this guy. And then they also have mini ECAM, this guy. That would be sweet. So if you haven't already, check out Kickstarter, mini FCU. And thinking about becoming a supporter, because I know I am. And when they become available, I will tell you this, I have, along with multiple other content creators out there doing the advertisement, hopefully we'll be able to see and get a full hands-on review of the product in the near future. I think what they are talking about right now is like around November time frame. So, Mr. Wrongside Sim has sent me a text message. Oh, what's Wrongside Sim got going on today? Dude, that is sweet. So Wrongside Sim is picking up some airplanes. And that is awesome. Hold on, I gotta text him back. Good deal. Douglas Phillips, welcome to the stream, man. You're not too late. You just missed the Toga takeoff. We're going to set standards. You're here just in time to get an STD. So STDs, if I can't click it, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, pool standard. See, I need mini EFIS. And now we're in QFE. Oh, well. I need a mini EFIS because I can't even click that. That's what I'm talking about, guys. This mini FCU, a little break from here. what I just went through, I'm like, oh, I couldn't find the click spot, pull, push, blah, blah, blah. How many times have you guys accidentally selected the speed knob instead of the heading knob, or the heading knob instead of the speed knob? Or maybe you confuse one of those when you're trying to scroll, or you're trying to scroll in a heading and then you do one of these numbers there like that. That adds to the like quirkiness and can get some, not really frustrations, but it can kind of irritate, at least it irritates me when I do those things. So being able to actually reach up here and manipulate the controls and feel how intuitive they actually are as they are on the real airplane, that's going to be a huge immersion factor for me. And it's also really going to minimize your workload, because let's say let's say you're talking to ATC and they're giving you a heading and all that stuff. If you're over here trying to scroll this in and talk on the radio, like you're doing a bunch of things. You just reach up with your hand, dial it in, read back the clearance. You don't have to sit here and scroll for 37 minutes. So I am really, really looking forward to that. I hope it lives up to the hype. I think it will. From what I've seen and what I know, I think it's going to be a pretty sweet little piece of hardware. Lack of tail trim tank is sus, though. Yeah, so there is no trim tank here either, right, in the fuel page? Yeah, we would definitely have... pretty sure a trim tank in the 330. Yeah, there's got to be a trim tank. I don't know. Any 330 drivers out there? So this is still, I think, fly-by-wire 320 systems. Most of it. How's our fuel burn? Right now we're doing 11. Oh. Are we burning 12,000 pounds? That is pretty wild. 24,000 pounds an hour. We got 25,000 pounds on board. What's our fuel on landing? 18.1. Says we got 11 minutes extra. Although we just went amber. EFB 5.3. Oh, that's for our alternate. Atlanta. Yeah, we're not going to Atlanta 9,000 extra. So according to this box, about a 45-minute reserve, 44 minutes for alternate is 9,000 pounds. And we're landing with 18,000 pounds in Charlotte, so that tells me we got a little over an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes or so of gas. That seems about right. Man, 12,000 aside, that's pretty. I guess we got some big boys out there. Let's see what's burning 12,000 pounds aside right there. Boom, that is. Fuel prediction is all jacked up. Well, yeah, I'm not worried about the fuel predict. I'm kind of calculating the burn that we have. It'll be curious to see what our burn is when we level off and cruise here, because I want to make sure we get those numbers down, or else we might be a little bit skimpy. Flying with the mouse really drags the simulation down. Mini FCU is going to change the game. They raised 300K in the first 6 hours. Yes, they did indeed, man. They did indeed. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, they got over, I think within the first 30 minutes, they had 250,000. So it will be, I hope, I'm pretty sure it will. It's going to be a staple piece of equipment, like got a tiller set up, you got a side stick dedicated. I got Throttletek hardware set up for my Airbus. Like, it's going to be one of those staple pieces of equipment. Douglas Phillips, is this using the fly-by-wire experimental? I believe it is. Hit the windshield wipers and get the bugs off. Pretty sure there's a speed limit on the wipers. Wow, look how tiny that wiper blade is. It like cleans right here. Pretty standard Airbus. The wipers on an Airbus are the most useless piece of equipment there is. So we're getting ready to fly over some fog, some haze down there. That's a cool shot. The moon in the background. I used to fly the 330-900 back in 2008 to 2012, back in the day for the Virtual Delta in 2004. Nice.
Where I'm watching the stream and she heard you say
Uh-oh.
STD and she was like, wait, what the heck? I quickly explained what was going on. Lol, don't worry, she's 22, so no young is.
Kelly Simmer. My apologies, man. My apologies. Appreciate the $5 bank angle check. Yeah, probably should have chose a better choice of word there. But, yeah, what are you watching, man? Talking about STDs there? What are you watching? I thought you were watching flight simulation. First it started out with barbecue and steak and food, and now we're talking about STDs. So you never know what you're going to get on a V1 stream. You'd think with all the engineering that goes into everything else on the aircraft, they'd figure out how to make the wipers not suck. Yeah, you would think. You would assume, Crow, but I'm here to tell you that is not the case. Gary, which tiller do I have? I have the Airbus tiller from Cat 3 Design. So exclamation point tiller. And I actually did a full dedicated video on it. This one here. I mean, it is pretty much straight out of the airplane as far as size is concerned. Now, the real airplane, this is I think this is metal in the real airplane. This is kind of like a resin. But you got the pedal disconnect, and the angle at which the nose wheel will displace is correct on this version of the tiller. So it's not linear. You have, I don't know, about an inch for 10 degrees from 0 to 10. Then you have about an inch from 10 to 30. And then after 30 degrees, when you really crank that nose wheel in there, it goes from 30 all the way to 75 degrees of the nose wheel turn without, or not necessarily of the wheel, but 75%. Or 75, is it 75 degrees? I think it is 75 degrees. Or maybe it's percent. I can't remember now. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's non-linear, just like in the real airplane. So if you want to do a sharp 90-degree turn, you crank this thing over, you actually got to wait, and you got to be careful, let that nose wheel start to spin on the airplane, and then you got to work it out nice and slow. So these guys that make them are 737 captains as of right now, I think, or maybe they're going back to the Airbus. Nobi, great dude over there at Cat 3 Design. They also make a Boeing tiller as well, and a couple other products. But they were making products, then they stopped, got back into flying, and now they're excited to be making them again. So if you are interested in picking one up, use that code, man, V1, get yourself 20% off. Stolen parts confirmed. So they have a picture. I don't know if Nobi still has a picture of it, but he took a picture of the tiller next to the real tiller in the airplane, and it's basically the same size. So it's pretty neat. Look at this. Is this a 330 thing? So it actually this is like an enhanced TCAS. It has the airplane depiction. That's interesting. Very, very interesting here. Here's 340. We're starting to level off and cruise. It's a short cruise. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. Make sure we are, 340 is set there. As we level off into cruise. I like this view better than the engine view, just because I don't like looking at that pylon texture. Scotty, too, thank you for the 6 months of support. Can Airbus pilots get a real feel for the aircraft using fly-by-wire tech compared to conventional cables? Yes, you can, Scotty. It just comes with, it's just like anything. You got to get used to it. So a good example of that is when you go flap 0. So let's take a classic 320, for example. Coming off flap 0. The airplane is going to try to maintain, it's constantly trying to maintain a 1G. A lot of people will get confused, think, Airbus is fly-by-wire, it's pitch hold and roll hold. Kind of, but not technically. So by definition, when you release the side stick, the airplane is trying to maintain 1G. Let's listen to this fake pilot here.
We just reached a cruise altitude for the flight pad. Begin to settle in. I do want to remind you to please keep your seat elbows clear from the aisle as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin and galley cart shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
So, back to what I was saying here. Can you get a feel for the airplane? And yes, you can. And it comes with time, though, and it comes with experience on the aircraft. Because, so let's say we're pitching up for climb, right? Let's say like I said, we're pitching for about 10 degrees, 250 knots, because we just went flaps 0. We're cleaning up that wing. What's going to happen is the airplane is going to want to maintain 1G. So as the flaps come up, it's actually going to run that trim wheel, and it's going to run it aft. So the airplane will have a tendency to kind of pitch up a little bit. And so you nudge the stick forward. You learn to get those little feelings like, okay, I know what the fly-by-wire is trying to do here, maintaining 1G. I'm retracting my lift devices. I'm actually getting a greater AOA. So I'm going to compensate here a little bit with nose forward on the stick. Whereas if you're in a conventional airplane, like in a 7.3, I believe you go flap 0, it's going to pitch down. Or depending on, I guess, your lift devices as well. I know the 146 does it for sure. So you go flap 0, you got to be careful that you don't sink and that nose doesn't drop. So you actually got to add back pressure. Airbus, it's 180 the other way. Flaps come clean, trying to maintain 1G. The airplane's going to start pitching up a little bit. Like, no, nose down. I know where I need to be. I need to be about 10 degrees to get 250 knots. So yes, you gain that quote unquote feel. Landing, same thing. So there's that artificial feel built into the flare mode where the airplane takes a snapshot of the AOA, takes a snapshot of your attitude at 30 feet. Or is it 50 feet? Okay, I think it's 50 feet. Snapshot at 50 feet. In the Neo, it's actually a little bit higher. And then at 30 feet, it begins to trim down, run that trim down, so you get that conventional quote-unquote feeling where you got to add that back pressure in and flare the airplane out. So yes, you do develop feel with the Airbus, even though it is fly-by-wire. Now, up at cruise altitude, nobody's flying them hand flying at cruise altitude anyway. In fact, you can't when you're in RVSM altitude. You need to have the autopilot on. So as far as takeoff, landing goes, low-speed maneuvering, yeah, you can develop that feel and you gain that knowledge and confidence in the airplane. You know your pitch and performance. You know your power performance, rather. You know where you need to be pitching the airplane to get approximate speeds and climb rates, etc. So, yes, you can develop that same relationship that you can in a Boeing. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Good question, though. Quick question regarding the tiller. Is the price quoted Cat 3 design Australian or U.S.? I believe, I don't know, man. I don't want to lie to you. I don't know. I think 320 with the discount is what it'll come out to, which is ironic.
Watching you on 3 devices
Oh,
at
wow.
once, trying to get those views for the algorithm.
Mike P. Dude, appreciate the bank angle check right back at you. $10 bank angle check. He's watching me on 3 separate devices. Goodness. Dude, I appreciate the support. Getting us back on the right side of the algorithm, which I think we are, man. We had 400 viewers there before takeoff. I appreciate you all tuning in, especially on a Thursday afternoon. I'm going to probably start shifting my stream time back a little bit more towards the noon time. I did stream a little bit earlier previously, but I know I've been streaming later and later. I'm probably going to go back to right around that midday time if I can. But this week, it just worked out better to be streaming in these later windows. But thank you, Mike P. Appreciate you, man. Captain, do you think the 330 is now flyable in its actual state? Santiago, Hurtado, yes. So far, the airplane that I've flown, and you've seen it here on stream, like I said earlier, I think I was talking to Callie Simmer, this is scratching my wide body itch. So let's turn the sound down a little bit. Let's enjoy some of the outside. I mean, let's see it in all its beauty right there. I mean, that is a beautiful sight. And it's scratching that wide body itch that I have to start flying some longer flights here in the sim. We're going to be doing a real long haul here pretty soon. As soon as that world tour kicks off, we're going to be doing a super long haul probably. We might even do a semi-long haul next week to get started in Mexico. CRW, where's that, Scott? Crestview? Where's CRW? Worked out for the West Coast folks too. Nice, Kelly. Well, yeah, that's true. If I stream later, it's better for the West Coast folks, right? If you want flights during lunch hour, there you go. A little earlier would be great for Eastern Europe. Yeah, Dan, that's what I normally did. So when I lived in Texas, which was Central Time, I always streamed right about 11 o'clock local, which would be about 12 noon Eastern, which is what I'm going to get back to. It's just I don't have a computer set up at the house yet, so in order for me to schedule a stream, I have to come into the office, schedule something ahead of time, and then go back home and or stream the same day. So I have my wife's computer that I need to get a desk for, which I think we got one today. I think it showed up at the house today. So I'll have that set up, and then I'll at least be able to schedule the streams out in advance, and then it makes it easier for me to come in and do it. But like if I come into the office at 11, I'm not just going to go live at 11 or noon, because I want it to actually be worth my time. I got to give some lead up in there. I miss seeing these in Phil, Mike D. Me too, man. I used to have some great photos of it. I don't know, maybe on my old phone. I used to have some really nice shots of the 330s in Philly. I mean, it's a beautiful looking airplane. There's no doubt about it. The 330 is just a beautiful piece of machinery. Matt Warren, have you found any overhead light switch panels? No, but I might have to talk with the mini cockpit builders and see if we can get a mini light switch panel, because that would be sweet. The lights are the absolute worst. Matt Warren, I'm going to send an email to the mini cockpit team today. I'm going to send an email today. Thank you for the $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Oh, West Virginia Jaeger. Yes, Scott F. I have been in there. Been a very long time. This time is pretty ideal for post-work Ireland, UK, Western Europe. Hey, yeah, I guess I'm not going to be able to get everybody's perfect time zone, right? No matter what time I stream, it won't be perfect for everybody. So I got to try to find that middle ground. I do enjoy streaming like right around midday because that allows me to then finish the stream and then kind of assist the wife with witching hour. For those of you that have kids, you know, that 5, 6, 7 o'clock, man, just it becomes witching hour. You're trying to get dinner, the kids are running around, dogs are screaming, bunnies are loose. Like, it's just from 5 to about 7:30 is just mayhem in the V1 household. So when I'm off, I try to be home around those times just to help the wife out because I don't want her to leave me, because then I'd really be screwed. Does the 330 now have VNAV? Yes, Zach, it does. We're going to test it out here on this VNAV arrival into Charlotte as well. So stick around, man. It's not a long flight. Not a long flight at all. So we're going to be starting down here in about another 15, 20 minutes or so. Cyclone, yes, this livery was, I think, one of the best liveries for... Oops, I just hit my rudder pedal. Hopefully we didn't disengage the autopilot. This livery was one of, if not... I almost want to say the best livery for this airplane. Although it's not a Neo. But, I mean, how cool. I mean, you put the eye mask on it there, it looks like a perfect Neo livery. What do you guys think? What is the ultimate A330 livery, whether it's a CEO or Neo? Put it in chat. What is the ultimate one? Not a good one. What do you think is the absolute best livery? Happy wife. Happy I get to stream more. Exactly. What time gets the most views? Maze? Right around, the ironic thing is so YouTube has some pretty cool analytics you can track. It tells me when the majority of my viewers are online or on YouTube. And it's really from that 11 a.m., which was Central, so probably noon Eastern, to about that 2 o'clock Eastern. That noon to 2 is when the majority of viewers are online. V Slang, thank you for the continued support. How do you combat nose wheel steering on the 330? What do you mean, Feast? With the tiller, it works just fine. I haven't had any other issues. I disabled the nose wheel on rudder pedal on the iPad, and then the tiller works right away. I'll show you that here in a second. But I haven't had any other issues. Other than it seems like it doesn't turn as steep as I would expect it to, but I don't know if that's just a 330 thing or something I got to get used to, or if it's a bug. ITA, hard to beat. Virgin is pretty good. Delta, no way, dude. Delta is so boring. Qantas or Virgin. ITA, hard to beat. ITA is pretty good. Whoa. Douglas Phillips coming in with a $50 super chat. Douglas Phillips, man, appreciate the massive support, man. Very, very, very kind of you, man. Thank you for that. Thanks for all you do, V1. Douglas, thank you so much for supporting the channel and being here with us on the live stream. Appreciate the support. Absolutely awesome. Thank you, sir. That is a massive super chat. Appreciate you, man. Positive rates for Doug Phillips. And Brendan Barry coming in with a $10 super chat as well. I often quote your advice about landing rate. 3 things: centerline, touchdown zone, and don't break the airplane. Got me away from obsessing about feet per minute. Brendan Barry, amen to that, dude. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. Positive rates right back at you, man. Yes, center line, touchdown zone, don't bend anything, and you're doing good, man. You're doing good. When we start bouncing stuff, now you can be hard on yourself. But other than that, thank you, man, for the support. Appreciate you. I'm trying to find the option where there's an option in here where I disabled the nose wheel. I was trying to show it. Realism? So there we go. Separate tiller from rudder input. So if you have a tiller device, which I do, this is what I have turned on. You want to make sure you turn that on, because then it doesn't go with the nose wheel and the rudder. It sounds small, and I know y'all are thinking that, oh, he's just talking about tillers all the time because he has one or whatnot. But I'm being honest with you guys. Taxing, that is one of the biggest immersion killers for someone like myself, a real-world airline pilot, because you just don't taxi airliners. You don't taxi airliners with rudder pedals. So for me, before I had a tiller, it honestly was one of the biggest immersion killers. It just was like I hated doing it because it just didn't feel right. So having that tiller and having one for the Airbus that works just like the Airbus tiller, even better. And what's awesome about the one that I have too is you can use it with any airplane. I use it on the 737, I used it on the 747, on the Felis and X-Plane. I use it on everything X-Plane, everything Microsoft. It works with everything. So, you know, you may look at it and be like, why would I spend money on something just for on the ground? But it really, in my opinion, makes a difference. I've flown on the U.S. Airways 752 and 734, but I've got a feeling the 734 was the old Navy blue livery. Oh, the old school Navy blue one, yeah. Very cool, man. I still see those 734s. I think, who runs them? Swift Air? I see a lot of Swift Air birds every now and then. I don't see a lot of them, but every now and then I see a Swift Air 734. I'm pretty sure those are the majority of old Airways birds. I landed the salty 7.4 with the 75 feet per minute, missed the touchdown zone and probably the center line, but it was a win for me as I didn't go off the runway. Hey, there you go, man. That's a win. What's your opinion on the latest talks between Delta and Airbus? Do you think they'll place another large wide-body order? No idea, man. Whatever the money is, wherever the best idea is, for just follow the money. They'll do it. If you don't have a separate tiller, you need to disable auto rudder in assistance settings because that makes it almost impossible to taxi the fly-by-wire in 339. Oh, that's a good tip, Cards and Games. Yes, make sure you have your rudder assistance off. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the first and only 734 I've ever flown on, man. That's sad. It is sad, Aaron. The last 734 I flew on was actually Philly-Charlotte. It was either Philly-Charlotte or Charlotte to Philly. I cannot remember. 737-400 U.S. Airways bird, man. I was sitting right over the wing. I was deadheading. Going to go and pick up a 170. I think it was Philly-Charlotte on a 737-400, man. Good times. Ryan Johnson, so far so good, man. I've been enjoying it. Here we go. Speaking of, let's check out our cruise fuel. Fuel burn at cruise 67. So let's round it up. Say 7 aside. That's 14,000 pounds an hour. So we have 20,000 on board. So we have a little over an hour of fuel, a little over an hour and a half or close to that. And our estimated arrival is 0042. We're only 40 minutes out. So that actually seems to be right. I don't know if this number will be correct, the 16.6 down here, but just doing some mental math, rounding up, we've got enough fuel to get to our destination. Everything seems just fine there. This page, I think, is what y'all were talking about, is messed up. Yeah, so maybe this is messed up here, the fuel predict page. But my rough EFOB, which is your estimated fuel on board at landing, Charlotte 36 right, is showing 16.8. That's about another 6,000 pounds, roughly 30 minutes, plus a descent, which is going to be a reduction in fuel burn. That seems right. That checks out in my very limited mental math abilities. Let's do some more. Let's just keep riding with the external view right there, because that's that's fire right there. I'd have to say the Air Caribs 330 is probably one of the best. Which one's that, AJ? Air Caribs? Air Crabbies? Air Caribbees? Is it Caribbean? Ooh, the Hawaiian 330 Cade. Oh, Cade Foster's right, man. The Hawaiian 330s are sweet looking. The Hawaiian 330s are sweet. Fiji looks cool too, Bone King. Yes, indeed. V1, oh, what's up, Jeremy Harvey? Good to see you, man. Just joining now. How are the sounds on this airplane? Jeremy, so far I rated them 7.5 out of 10. I don't know what a 330neo sounds like on engine start, so when we did the startup, there was a lot of bass. There wasn't too much whining, but I don't know what it actually sounds like, so it's hard for me to come up with a full-blown critique, but my gut instinct said about 7.5 out of 10 so far. But I might have to watch some YouTube videos of 330neos to have a better idea. Syntac, thank you for the $10 super chat, my friend. Appreciate you. First drink on me at the layover hotel. Syntac, I'm going to take that to the layover hotel tomorrow. Which one am I staying at? Let me look. Appreciate you, Syntac. So tomorrow night, y'all, I am going to be in the great... Well, not so great. Tomorrow I'm going to be in the lovely BWI, Baltimore. I'm overnighting there tomorrow night. Ooh, we're staying at a Marriott. That's nice. Oh, yeah. That $10 super chat will at least get me a nice cocktail there at the to decompress, man, after a long day of flying. Appreciate you, Syntac. Thanks for the $10 super chat, my man. Air Krabby's crabbing you in even if there isn't a crosswind. That's funny. I'm a big United livery fan. Something about the arc and the fonting looks right to me. I like the old United liveries, man. The Battleship Gray, man. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites all time. Battleship Gray, Northwest Bowling Shoe, Pan Am because of its iconicness. It's not like it's just all white, but when you see that billboard Pan Am, that big letters, 7.4. This livery I like a lot. I don't know. There's definitely some good ones. Was the transition from E-Jets to Airbus easy? What was the most difficult transition for you? Yeah, it's pretty easy, Maze. The most difficult part was learning how to descend the airplane. Because in the 170 and the E-Jets, we had our vertical profiling, which was so awesome. You had a true VNAV, and you just dial it in, and the airplane would do everything for you. It'd start down, hit the altitudes, hit the speeds, and you could watch it in vertical profile mode, watch it do what it needed to do. It hit its deceleration, it starts slowing down, you just add a notch of flaps, it continued to slow down. That would be in the FMS speeds. I mean, that thing was so advanced. So going to the Airbus, the most difficult thing was remembering what the 3-to-1 rule was again, which is take your cruise altitude or the altitude that you're at, subtract it from the altitude you want to be at, multiply it by 3. So it's not complicated, but I never did the 3-to-1 rule in the E-Jets just because it was so advanced. And you could look at it. Like, the way to verify if the airplane was on path, you would just look. Like, okay, yeah, it's definitely on path. I could see the line on the ND. It's going to cross that restriction. And then probably the more difficult part, which I really should have put first, would be the energy management. So, and that's new. I think that's probably the most common thing to be to challenge a pilot when they're switching airplanes is energy management of any airplane. Because once you learn one or two airliners, whether it's a 737, whether it's an E-Jet, heck, even an RJ, CRJ, ERJ 145, even say, once you learn one airliner, like legit a jet, one jet, it really is the same thing across all of them. They just may be called something different. They may have a slightly different functionality, or they may have an additional functionality, but the gist of what each system does is basically the same across all the airplanes. So the systems really aren't the hardest part. The Airbus, you could throw in there the whole fly-by-wire logic. That can be a challenge for some. For me, I really am fascinated by that stuff, and I'm fascinated by how the technology works behind the flight control computers. So that actually came easy for me, but for some pilots, that is a little bit of a challenge understanding the fly-by-wire mechanism. But then energy management, like I said, is knowing when to slow down. You're cleared for a visual approach. You got your 15 miles from the airport tower says cleared visual. Okay. You're not being spoon-fed altitudes. You're not being spoon-fed air speeds. It's all on you. And unless you have that experience of flying those visual approaches, you may slow down too early. You may slow down too late. You may be unstable. So energy management is big for any pilot transitioning airframes. Marvin Brooks, I'm happy to be back, man. Thank you. Tizzle, I'm going to be at your home altitude or home airport tomorrow. Nice, man. What's the max? What is Mach speed for the 330? I actually don't know what the MMO is. It's probably up there mid-8s, right? We're doing 8.2 right now. So we're doing 8.2 Mach at 34,000 feet, which is pretty good. So I'd say probably mid-8s, mid to upper 8s. So we're looking good. All right, real quick, let's do a destinate. We need to do our What's our bottom altitude? I want to make sure we set the bottom at least before we need to start down. Chat is at 9,000, or CAT. ePay is at 6,000 feet. So let's go ahead and set this up because this is going to be a stunning descent here with the views. So I'm going to set 6,000 on the bottom. 6,000 is set. We need to get our weather information. I know, yeah. Let's go here, ATSU. My goodness. AOC, weather request. All I want is Charlotte. I'm going to send that. We're doing the LS. We'll get our LS push buttons up. And I can also come here and look at the charts real quick. I know Charlotte 3.6. Love the fly pad, man. After using the Phoenix one yesterday, I do love the fly pad. ILS 3.6 right. We'll pin it real quick. What is our MDA? 927. Let's throw that down here. 927. Boom. What? 927. And we're going to do it just like in real life. 5 miles per hour. We're going to mash it forward. Mock descent. We're starting down. There's our company message. Let's bump the sounds up. Let's see what our weather is. Gosh, I keep hitting that because in my airplane in real life, it's option number 2. All right, meet our newest one, Charlotte. We'll print it out. Variable at 4. 2813-3002. 3002.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Nice. These clouds are looking epic. I can't get that, but still love the sim. They are looking epic, man. Look at that. Man, I want to watch the sun setting, but I also want to look at the clouds as we start descending down. Gosh, that's awesome. I couldn't find any old A310 routes to the South Pacific. Was kind of sad. Uh-oh, rotor fib. 8.2 is normal cruise. 8.4 is max. All right. Herein, yeah, if your two interests are computers and airplanes, then the Airbus is right up your alley, man. That was fake pilot announcement. Gosh, look at that. Only Microsoft can make a descent in basically flat terrain with just some light clouds look that stunning. That looks straight real, y'all. That is real. Can you mute deny annoying pilot PA? They just go to outside view. When entering QNH, you don't have to hit include the decimal. It will populate decimal for you, save you hitting a button. Really, Stapper? Okay. Did not know that. So this 330 mod have identical systems of fly-by-wire, or it have 330 systems? I don't know. I don't know if it's identical, Jeremy. I know it uses the fly-by-wire for the base systems. So like for VNAV and stuff. I don't know if everything is identical. I truly do not know the answer to that one. What LOD am I using? I think I'm at 175. 175 or... Oh, no. What does it go up to? I'm 3/4 of the way. I'm not 100% LOD. I'm at the 3/4 mark, whatever that is. Whatever that numerical value is. Oh, you can disable announcements on the fly pad. There you go. If you don't want to listen to a real pilot do descent announcements. Oh, ooh, let's get some lighting up in here. There we go. Not bad. Not too shabby. How we doing? We're right on path. We're a little bit slow, but that's fine. We're at 27. We're at 29, at or above 27. Everything looks good there. Where are we going to park in Charlotte? Do we know? Or just go find a spot? I'll be curious to see how it handles this arrival. We'll constantly check back on the arrival. Man, I don't know where to park the camera, though. It's just juicy everywhere you look. Right there. Marvin Brooks, the only add-ons I have are airports right now. So I had an add-on at Philly. I had Dominic Designs Philly. I believe it's the FS Dream Team Charlotte. Everything else is default, man. This is the default Microsoft Flight Simulator. Default ortho scenario. No Google imagery. It's just whatever Microsoft uses. No weather enhancements. Nothing, man. No FS Realistic on this flight. Have I ever broken an FMC? Did they freeze and have to reboot? Yeah, Maze, they do. We have a computer reset for that. Pop a couple breakers and reset them. Pool table. Ooh, we didn't check the table. I don't think the table works. Nope, table is not functional. Uninstalling. I don't know. This view right here is pretty stunning, though.
Good God, overnight in Baltimore? Did the better seniority guy get an overnight in hell? Here's to making that drink a double.
Mike P, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I didn't want to say much, but thank you for saying it for me. No, it should be all right, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll make it a double. Appreciate you, man. No, you know, I saw this on my trip, and I wanted to keep this pairing of this trip because I'll be in Orange County on Saturday, and I got my best friend is out there, so we're going to meet up before he gets married. He's getting married later this year, so I wanted to keep it for that overnight, so I had to sacrifice. But guess what my overnight is after that? So this trip, man, is pretty wild. I don't know what's going to happen to my body clock. So first night, overnight East Coast. The second night is West Coast overnight, so I traverse the United States, go to Orange County the next day. Then the third day, I'm back in Miami for an overnight, and then the fourth day back home. So East Coast, West Coast, East Coast. Across the U.S. 3 times in 4 days. Should be a lot of fun. Look, we level here at 26 just about, or didn't quite level, but it's doing good. We slowed to 280. Let's see if it complies with the 270 restriction here at Dent. We got a 270 knot restriction. This is the decel point. We'll see how it handles on this here. We'll see how it handles. Will you buy Mini FCU? Diego, yes, indeed, man. Exclamation point Mini FCU. If you want to back them, that's a collab link in there for you. I don't get any kickback for it, but just doing my part, trying to spread the word because I am so excited for it that I'm going all in. You know, when it comes to products and pre-release stuff, a lot of times I just take a back seat because I want to see either what other people say or definitely, you know, I want to see it with my own first hand and be able to touch it and manipulate it. But because it's an Airbus dedicated piece of equipment and because I can see the future with it, not just with the FCU, I could see the Mini ECAM, the Mini EFIS, I can see all these little things in the future really being a hit. I'm going full bore. I want to get it out there, get the name out there, so if people are interested in it, we can make it come to fruition. So I'm excited for it, man. I propose a fake pilot t-shirt for the merch page. Syntax. I'm going to be revamping the whole merch page here pretty soon. That's going to be something coming here relatively soon. Revamping all of the merch. I'm going to just have very limited stuff, and it's only going to run on limited time as far as the mug collection and everything else. So I'm going to revamp the whole thing, and I'm actually trying to work with a completely different entity for merch. But it's under wraps for now. Phoenix isn't on their radar, is it? Fubar? The deal with the Phoenix is the way that the licensing works out with ProSim. The access to the commands necessary to make it work as it's supposed to is under like an agreement. They can't share that information. So I do not have a good answer for you of will it work, will it not work, will it be possible to work with a third-party software plugin. Those are all unknown right now. But for me, I fly the fly-by-wire enough. I'll probably be flying this thing enough. Anything on X-Plane is going to work. And they have a whole list of compatible airplanes out of the gate that are plug and play. So for those reasons alone, I'm for it. But obviously, yes, I would love to see Phoenix become compatible. I just don't know. Could there be a stream involving Cincinnati soon? Ooh, I don't know, man. Maybe. All right, we're 270. I think we're still on path here. We're looking good. Oh, boy. Airplane doing airplane things. What view do we want? I don't like that view. That view looks pretty dang good, but this view looks good too here. Got to rework this piece, the slats, and like this piece right here. Circle of thrust column. Jesus Christ, Mike. Oh, Mike P, you're killing me, dude. Need a V1 bourbon glass. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know. Shh. Don't want to spoil surprises. What if they release a mini overhead panel? Would that help you? Absolutely. And actually, I said I was going to email him tonight, Jeremy. I'm going to hit him up. I'm going to say, hey, have you guys ever thought about a mini light panel? Because lights in the sim, in my opinion, of all the things we manipulate with the mouse, lights are the most annoying. Because you do them the most, right? Takeoff, landing, taxi, all that stuff. I think you manipulate the lights the most. Sometimes, depending on what airplane you're in, they're very hard to get a click spot. You have to bind a separate view for. You can't look out the window. I mean, rest assured, when I'm taxiing the real airplane and I go to turn the taxi light off, I turn it off right here. I'm looking straight forward. I don't have to bind a new view from my neck to come up here and say, oh, where am I gonna? Oh yeah, there's my light. Click it, goes the wrong direction, and then oh, I'm off the taxiway. So lights to me are probably one of the most annoying things to manipulate in a sim. Maybe I can prompt them in the future to look at that. But right now they have a set of products. I think they're going to try to get out mini EFIS and mini ECAM in the future. Of course, focusing on the FCU right now. All right, we're getting ready to go through standard. So it is 3002. Magic Barrel ref key didn't work, so we're going to go ahead and gosh, see, here we go. Why am I in QFE? I don't want QFE. How do I get out of QFE? QNH, HG, my word, 3002, set. It's too annoying to do that one, 3002. Here, if Chaos is here, I'm going to put the LS buttons up on this one. 3002 is set out of 18. We'll get the seatbelt sign on. Prepare for landing. Neck view. My V1 mug is lonely, needs some more merch. There you go, Callie Simmer. Which mug did you get? The Toga one? Light click spots are the worst. I agree, Dan. The click spots for the lights they're awful. The Phoenix is semi-good because you can click two at once with the landing lights, but still, then you block the turn-off light or the taxi light, and you can't get that one unless you turn the other landing light off, so half the time having double lights is more pain than not. Oh, yeah, Toga overflex. Yeah, buddy. Is available VNAV on the actual stable version? Dreamflight? No, it is on the whatever the experimental build is. That's the one I'm on right now for the 339. When you end up with the child-sized Airbus cockpit. If you see me walking in the airport with your t-shirt on, I hope you would call me out. Oh, absolutely, man. Jeremy, I looked into that. It's very difficult to get that set up. If anybody knows anybody that owns a model airplane shop, hit me up, because I thought it would be very cool to do that, like a 321 with the V1 on there from X-Plane or OG livery. Model airplane would be pretty cool. If not for anybody else, for myself, because we kind of need to have that. All right, 15.4. Hey, VNAV is doing VNAV things, y'all. Look at this. We're 250 knots. Between 16 and 10,000 feet, we're right there. Things are looking up. What's Charlotte AM ground? AM ground is on in Charlotte. I'm going to get my taxi charts out just to be safe. Taxi 10-9. Charlotte is one of those airports that are also not my favorite to taxi around. I remember was the last time they changed these spots, like in 2000 and it was like 2013, maybe 2014. They renumbered the entire airport. Man, if you guys want to look, I don't know if you can find the archives of that, but whenever that day was where they switched over all the numbering system in Charlotte, it was mayhem. Like, I remember one time, no joke, ground told this cactus go to 24 north or whatever, and the no joke, pilot's like, where the hell is 24 north? Over the radio. And then everyone's like, oh, check your chart. Oh, did you not update your charts? Because then we still had paper charts, too. So if you didn't update your charts, on old charts, you didn't have, that was the other thing, too. So if you didn't go do your JEP revision when they changed all the stuff over, you didn't have the up-to-date charts, and ground's expecting you to go to the new spots, and no one has them. And yeah, it was wild. It was mayhem, dude. For a while, it was like the number one, ASAP or taxi, incorrect taxi instruction airport for us. Guys just go to the wrong spot all the time. They did that in San Fran last year and it was brutal. Jeremy, yeah, email the link, man. That'd be sweet. Syntech, that's a good merch idea too. Some wings. I like where you guys are going with that. I'm going to dim down the PFD a little bit. I probably should have used the lav when we were in cruise. Oh well. Too late now. Exercising the pilot bladder here. 12,000 below. Yeah, we're right on it. Everything is looking good. All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready to go through 10. So what so right now I would set 210, activate the approach phase. I'm going to just continue letting it do VNAV because I want to see how it does. Oh my word, look at that view, y'all. We are getting a sunset. Oh my word. Screenshot. If you have not already, smash down the like button for this view. What do we got? 300, oh man, we already have as many likes as we do viewers. You guys are absolutely awesome. How many likes can we even get this video to? Smash the like button if you haven't already, just for that view. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for the 330. Do it for the sunset over the legendary U.S. Airways paint scheme. That's straight out of a commercial. Oh, look, I wonder if I can make the sun come through the windows. What? Look at that. That is sweet. How about you step away on final like that one guy you flew with into Philly? Yeah, Citizen. That's probably why I have to go right now, is because I'm in same paint job. Not the same airport, but yeah. Yeah, that was an experience. I wish I could send more likes. Blinded by the light. Alberto D, that's what's up, indeed, man. All right, let's come back inside here, focus. There's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our lights on, wing lights on, and I actually don't know how they would do it, so I'm just going to turn them all on. We're at a 210 knots, so I'm going to select speed, 210, and we're going to activate and confirm the approach phase. Flight attendants prepare for landing, and we'll just go open descent down to 6,000. Thrust idle, open descent in the turn. Beautiful. This wide body scratching the itch, y'all, because just imagine doing 7, 8, 9, 10-hour flight and taking this puppy in for approach. Oh yeah. I am enjoying this 339. It is getting the thumbs up from me. Oh, dude, XP72 is a fantastic singer, Robert. It's fantastic. I'm actually going to put him as my ringtone. Migs, I've already thumbed this up with all 25 of my burner accounts. Oh, man. Mr. Huggins, welcome. Let me get flight recorder going. Man, I really have to use the restroom now. Alright, flight recorder is ready to go. Interesting to see the differences, flight attendants versus cabin crew, US versus Europe thing. Yeah, I think so. Everyone who yeah, we say flight attendants. I think I've said cabin crew before, but they're flight attendants, man. Just don't call them a stewardess or steward. 210 for 6. We'll take it out over, what's that fix? Heckham? At or above 6, we'll set up for the ILS back into Charlotte here. Oh, yeah. How far to landing? Oh, less than 10 minutes, man. About 5 minutes. We're on downwind right now. Time to get the empty plastic bottle out. I don't have an empty one, man. I've got one that's half full, and I really don't want to do that. I should put the hold in, see if that works, if I can hold on the final approach fix. Seatbelt sign at 18. Yeah, Skyfall just depends. Depends on what the forecasted turbulence is, you know, on the descent. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later. Typically no later than 18,000. Yeah, yachting industry still says stews. Yep. Call me a stewardess, but only on the weekend. Speed alt star, 210 knots. We're looking good. Let's descend down 3. Let's not take it all out. Let's see if we can get in. Let's go 4,000. Thrust dial open, descent. Let's see if we can't come in over Lancer. We'll cut the corner. We're getting a Microsoft sunset. We're going to get a sunset, y'all. Yes, yeah, it's a physiological needs of flight. So you can get up and use the lav technically whenever you need to for physiological needs of flight. Now you try to do it above 10,000 feet, but hey, sometimes you can't help it. Uh-oh.
Try not to call them sky waitresses either. Today's politically correct crowd will get their panties in a twist. Guess what? You have purple hair. I don't care about your opinion.
C2A, my man. Always thank you so much for the $3 bank angle check. Yeah, don't call him a sky waitress either, man. Exactly. We've become very, very soft. The world as a whole, I think, has become very soft. But thank you so much, man, for the dodo. Appreciate you. Never know what to expect when the C2A bank angle check goes off. All right, how we doing? We are 4,000. There's our glide slope coming in. I'm going to turn this sim down a little bit. Twisted panties, I know. All right, let's go flaps 1 here. What about Sky Serpents? All right, now we're headed towards demonetization, the way this is going. Migs, thank you for the 279 Canadian. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, Sky Servants, that... I think they would just be confused. All right, we're speed alt star. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go 180. I'm going to go right turn. Cactus 357, turn right, heading. Ah, see? I need mini FCU. I need 290. Maintain forward tail established. Cleared ILS 36 right approach. All right, 290. Forward tail established. Cleared ILS 36 right approach. Catch 357 heavy. There we go. Out of 180. Let's go flaps 2. Oh man, these views. Let's go ahead and start the recording. The flaps don't look all that bad. Cactus, that was a bad vector. Yeah, I'm a rookie. Make that heading 330. Still cleared ILS 36 right approach. 330 on the heading. Cleared ILS 36 right approach. Cactus 357 heavy. See? ATC, everything. Get everything with me. Tower's online, 18-1. Rip. Oh, I think there's a little thing in the fly pad for this. Charlotte Tower, good evening. Cactus 357 heavy. We're on a right base, 36 right, 4,000.
Cactus 357 heavy, Charlotte Tower, runway 36 right, clear line. 36
right, clear line. Cactus 357 heavy. Wow. My ears are dunzo. My ears are gone. I made my own autopilot panel for the Airbus and the 172 because of the entire knob issue. Best $60 I've ever spent on a project. Nice job, man. Yeah, it's definitely is going to be a big hit, I'm telling you. Just got back from Miami, had a blast at South Beach for Memorial Weekend. Oh, I bet you did, yo, Rich. Welcome to the stream, dude. You're just in time. We're on base, the final. We're clear to land 36 right. Loke Star, baby. Turning final in the heavy A330-9. Oh, yeah. Get some. Get some. That looks so good. Yep, tower ripped my speakers too. I think my ears ringing. Triggered my tinnitus. Loke. Now, I'm kind of curious how the speed energy management handles with this one. So I always tell you guys 2,000 feet, 180 knots, flaps 2. Let's see how we do here. Let's see how we do. Gosh, I like that wing flexing out there. Glide slope star, going altitude is... Where are my pin charts? $4,000. Run altitude set. 4,000 white. What is touchdown zone? Right about 1,000. So 2,000 above 1,000 is 3,000. Right about 3,000 feet-ish here. We'll manage it up. Close enough. Manage speed. Gear down. Let's see what that looks like outside. Arm the speed brakes. Oh, yeah. Yes, Matt Wright. Headwind has VNAV. It just flew the entire VNAV arrival into Charlotte perfectly. So... for all those that are wondering about the VNAV on the Headwind 330-9, we just did that whole RNAV arrival, and it flew it perfectly. Speeds and altitudes. Flaps full, landing checklist. Flaps full, landing checklist. Oh man, I can't get enough of these wing views. Landing checks, cabin crew advised, auto thrust. Speed, auto brakes are off. Let's do auto brakes low. EK memo, landing all green, landing checks complete, autopilot's off. Let's see what it does here. So I feel like we are very flat. Like we are almost dead on flat. I don't know if that's
Charlotte Tower, good evening.
necessarily
Cactus
accurate.
495 on the ILS for 56 right.
Cactus 495, Charlotte Tower, hello, your number 2, following a company on a 5-mile final runway 36 right for the line.
56 right.
So you see that? I saw the spoilers deploy here.
Cactus 495.
I didn't even touch the side stick. That was interesting, or maybe I did. Alright. I just feel like we're very flat, almost nose low. Is that normal? Caution, wake turbulence. Yeah, definitely gonna have some wake minus. Man, 16 knot quartering headwind. 1,000 stable, clear to land. A bit of a crosswind from the right here. A string and can for comms. So you see what I mean about it being a little pitchy there? Might have to put some curves on my stick. Roll feels good. Pitch seems a little aggressive.
500.
Wow, we just got
500.
way high there.
400. 100 above. 300. 200. Minimum.
Whoa, there, center
100.
line.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Like
5.
you touch the pitch and it twitches on you. We got somehow we found that center line. Pretty hard to find there for a while. Spoilers, reverse, green, decel, 70 knots, idle reverse, manual brakes. Take this one here. Was that a butter? I see butters in chat. What was the rate? 101. Ooh, I'll take that. I will take that. All right, let's go ahead and I'll tell you what, let's take this high speed.
Cactus 337 heavy, well, Charlotte ground point out.
Ground point on Cactus 337. Let's clear the runway first. And I'll dial in 121.9. Mini radio panel, is that coming up next? See, I got so many ideas for these mini FCU guys. So we got to clear the runway. We're still on an active runway. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll stop the recording too. Butter on the steak. Remember, clearing the runway, your tail has to be past those hold short lines, not just the nose. So right there we are clear. I'm going to leave the lights on here for a second. Let's go to taxi. Oh man, I don't know where we're supposed to go. Let's just go. Why won't you load? Oh, there you are. Let's go Delta 10. And ground, good afternoon or good evening. Cactus 357 Heavy. We're off 36 right going to Delta 10. So Cactus 357 Heavy off 36 right going Delta 10.
Cactus 357 can take ramp via Charlie. Good night.
Ramp via Charlie, good night, Delta, Cactus 357. Alright, ramp. And then Charlie basically to Delta 10. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll clean it up. I'm going to leave the lights on for the replay. A mini V1 bobblehead to put on the mini FCU? That's funny. Sounds on the ground are pretty nice, like the taxiing sounds. I dig. I like them. All right, what is this? Delta 10 is right in front of us. Almost like I planned that. Thing is, we gotta find the line. Where's the line? Oh, it's a 90-degreer. I think we're way too tight for this. I'm gonna try my best. We're not gonna be straight until we stop, so this is gonna be interesting.
United 467, verify squawking mode C. What was that?
Hey!
Sorry, United 467, verify squawking mode
Voice.
C.
Okay, that's him. Off. Not bad. Not a bad line up there last minute. Ooh, we went past it. Brakes are set. Let's do a replay. The mod passes the test indeed. I'm going to go into replay cam. We'll pause the music for now. We'll go, just make sure there's nobody out there. Yep. All right. We're going to go flaps 3, or pretty much flaps full. I think it was flaps 2 when we started the replay. Excuse me. Let's disconnect from VATSIM, and let's take a look at this. All right, we're going to pause, run it forward, resume. There we go. I'm going to get out of the cockpit view so we can see everything happen. Brakes released. All right, here we go. Let's see how we did. Let's see, the flaps are coming down nicely. Outside view is looking good. Throttles are about 50% N1. But they're stuck in Toga lock, so let's do that. Let's put them back in auto thrust. Will it actually do the auto thrust? Yeah, I think I will. Check this out. All right. So that was butter, huh? We shall see. Let's scoot it forward a little bit because I have to pee.
1,000.
Stable, clear to land. Here you go. So I had it was really, I got kind of wishy-washy there coming through about 300 or 400 feet there. Went a little left of center line, then we went a little right of center
300.
line. But then I just kind of let the wind push us over and got her back on stable.
200.
So the pitch, yeah, the pitch I need to put a curve on there or a reactivity.
100.
So here you go. See, out of 100 feet, I'm left of center line, correct back, then a little bit over correction.
50,
Let the wind
40.
take you. Let the wind put you right back over the center line. Let's see how we did. Going for that butter. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. That was every bit of a butter. I'm gonna back the time up so we can see this a little bit. Let's back it up a little bit, right about there. Look at this touchdown, y'all. Oh, just milked it. Just milked those tires onto the runway. Fly the nose down nice and slow. That, very nice.
$300.
FO side here, wrong side sim, where you at? Not
200.
Ryanair approved. Alright, let's see from right here. A330 is a butter machine. Yeah, it looks better than a 101, for sure. Little bit long, but there's still plenty of touchdown zone left. Got to love it. Gotta love it. All right, one more. I'm going to wind it back. I'm going to let y'all enjoy it. I'm going to get out of here. I'll give you a wing view for now. Let me restow the thrust reversers. All right, guys. Migs, thank you for this. Another Canadian super chat, man. Appreciate you. No barely this time around. That was definitely legal. That's how I like my landings, Migs. I like them definitely legal. Appreciate the support, man. Thanks for all the donos tonight, guys. The super chats, the bank angle checks, the gifted memberships. You guys have been absolutely awesome. Thank you for all the support today. I'm going to be heading out of here for a couple days. Like I said, I'm off onto a 4-day trip starting tomorrow. So I'll keep in touch with my members. See y'all on the Discord. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. 330-900 gets a thumbs up from me. I look forward to seeing some nice 330-900 screenshots in the Discord as well. So you guys take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya!
$2,500. $1,000. $300. $200. $100. $50. $40.